And good morning, New Mexico. We are 99.9 FM, MA10. It's time once again for this fantastico show, the Rusty Nut Show with the Rusty Nut himself, Mr. Gabriel Garcia of the Auto Angel. Buenos dias, le Dios. Gabriel, how are you?
Spoiled Rotten Hermano, how are you?
Good. How's your week starting, brother? How's it starting? Come on, talk to me.
So far, here we are, Taco Tuesday, brother, and we're headed for the finish line ready.
Ah, boy, that's what I'd like to know, brother. And of course, I'm going to turn this thing around. You know, you're the one thinking you're milking the goat all the time. Well, today, I'm going to milk the goat. Tell us the mission of the show, bro.
The mission of the show. So around here, it's greasing the chassis, bro, not milking the goat. Come on, hombre, get on the right
Yeah,
page
it
of
depends.
things.
Donde anda, you know, if you grew up as a
Por
farmer
dia,
or
brother. The mission of the show, to all those of you who just fell on the dial now or regular listeners, the whole point of this show is to help people keep their second largest investment, that being your automobile, second to your home. Usually the most you're going to spend your hard-earned feria on is going to be on a vehicle. And we're trying to educate people how to make good choices and how to feel empowered with knowledge so that they don't feel intimidated when they're in a professional repair facility getting that vehicle fixed or maintained. So that, we kind of joke about it, but the reality is in front of the tow truck is where we're trying to help you keep your car.
that's right. Hey, and I had a great, and I don't want to change subjects real quick. I just want to throw something out for you to think about.
Dale, throw it
You know
out there.
those, and we're not here to dog any type of business, but you know those commercials that you see about, like, I think it's like Auto Shield or something, where it's like a
Sure.
warranty on your vehicles.
Yeah.
Maybe one of these days you can talk about warranties.
We've already done that.
But I'm saying one of these days, I know we've done that. We've repeated a lot of stuff, but I was just thinking about those
No,
ones.
that's a
I
good
know
idea. I'll
a
give you
lot of
that. Good
people
idea.
get their warranties from the dealer themselves, but there's these other places, and I don't know
Maybe
if
on
you've
that
heard
show,
much.
we'll on one of those days you want to play hooky, we'll have Esteban because he lived that live and loud and proud once already.
Right. Well,
So
not
he
only
has
that, like,
firsthand experience with the pros and cons of that. It'd be nice to get somebody's opinion who's actually
gone
seen
through
it
it.
pay and who's actually seen it not work maybe as well as they might have thought it should.
That'll work, brother. That'll work.
We'll see. I don't mind touching on that. I would like to reinforce that because like you say, you could just be watching TV and there it is. They're upselling it like it's a positive thing.
Yeah. So maybe we can talk about that. And again, it's not. We got to educate ourselves, and that's the mission of the show: to how to take care of our second biggest investment. Dale, abuelo.
All right, so let's start off with condolences to the families of those that lost family members in that recent mess over there on I-25. I mean, we had an officer and a fireman both perish. Um, Almost, I don't know. I won't go into it. Just thank you to their families and our condolences from the Rusty Nut Show to you.
That's right, and that's why we always ask our listeners and ourselves. We too pray for our military men and women, but also our police officers every day. They're willing to sacrifice and put their life on the line for people that they don't even know, and so we thank you guys for that.
Very much. The show is always an attitude of gratitude. Thank you to the Gonzalez family for giving shows like this a voice. You guys host so many good shows throughout the week that help people who listen in your listening audience be able to improve or learn from. So we're very grateful to that. Our team here at the Auto Angel, I want to thank them: David, Antonio, Vanessa, Montoya, Todd, Emilio, Adan, Norma, and Ernest, aka Ernesto. We want to say thank you to them. They give me the freedom to be on the radio with you every week. Also, feliz cumpleaños to Antonio. He just wrapped up another year. So we had Monday, we had cake and goodies. So that was kind of cool. So happy
Nice,
belated birthday,
nice.
Antonio. Quick shout out to my beautiful wife, Carolina, wherever you are. Hope you're listening. Uh, so hi from the Rusty Nut Show. And then let's see who else do we got on this. Shout out to my suegra. Hope you feel better. My other suegra, she's bowling a máquina.
A la master, puro bowling ball. You better not get her mad because she might hit you with a
Hey,
bowling ball, bro.
she was part of coaching the state champs. Espanola Valley bowling team won the state championship. So
No.
congrats to them. Yeah, her and my suegro, they coached them to a win. It's pretty awesome. All right. And happy Taco Tuesday. And then we'll get into the red, white, and blue thank you. So we're just going to kind of reinforce what we already touched on. So this is to all enlisted servicemen and women, active duty, stateside, abroad, reservists, veterans, and most of all, the families that support these brave men and women. A special veteran to me today would be Skip Sauerman. He was our automotive instructor. He was drafted into the Army as a kid out of Pennsylvania, and he served. I've actually been to the wall with him in Washington, D.C. many years ago, and he definitely knew names on that wall that were friends of his. So he's the real deal. And to Skip Sauerman, I thank you for your service. And then I want you to kind of touch on, more about what's going on in current events with where our soldiers might end up.
Well, I think they're all over, especially all over the world. But I mean, we have soldiers in South Korea. Everything going on with Ukraine. I know we're sending some out to Europe, and so it's just. And again, I think a lot of times, Gabe, that our lives are going so well that we forget, that we do have our military men and women all over, and so we're just so grateful and thankful to them. We're thankful to their families. Gabe hits it right, right between our eyes when he says, during Christmas or that birthday, that there's that empty chair, and that's just because they're willing to sacrifice their lives, so their families put up with a lot as well. So we're appreciative. We're thankful to the red, white, and blue. God bless you guys.
Yeah, we're very grateful. And again, I just reinforce that there's moms and wives and dads and husbands and brothers and cousins and all of them, all different family members that really, that absentee is real for them every single day.
Love
because
it.
their
Yep.
loved one is in harm's way for you and I to be free here giving each other carrilla on the radio.
There you go, brother. There you go. Come on. Keep
And then
it
you got to
going.
do the special one. Dear to you is our first responders. Dale.
Well, of course, I got my son-in-law, Jeff, and I also got my nephew, Josh, and I've met some of their friends, so we appreciate it very much. I know there's Eric Gonzalez, who is in the fire department as well, City Councilor Chris Rivera, retired chief there, and
Oh, wow.
so, yeah, lots of people we know.
Eric with an A, retired chief of police.
Yeah,
Kyogo.
there
All
you
right.
go.
So thank you so much for your service, men and women. We really appreciate it. We used to go into the Azul Gracias, but we've replaced it in 22 with small business recognition, the backbone of America, and the foundation for this great state of New Mexico. Job creators providing critical services that even our government cannot and often taken for granted. They give back on so many other ways, such as sponsoring, youth leagues, tournaments, and so on. So many people think that small business owners are rich, and usually what they fail to understand is how hard most of these owners had to work to build reputable businesses. I mean, for these people, the bills don't stop. Technology is always racing, and the demand can be overwhelming. I mean, you never
Mhm.
stop working when you have a small business. So, the Rusty Nut certified opinion is shop local, preferably in places where the owner's present. And what we started doing in 22 is recognizing these locals, and we're just randomly picking them. We've covered some restaurants, we've covered some plumbers, we've covered different ones. And today we're going to go to behind the sheetrock is the electrical. So we're going to talk about a company here that's small local business that does residential, commercial electrical. So for 22 this time around, it's Allied Electric. And I kind of stole this verbiage off their website. From design to finish, our experienced estimators, project managers, and technicians provide the expertise to ensure your electrical project is completed on time, on budget, and up to code. Each electrician at Allied Electric Incorporated is absolutely committed to safety and provide ongoing education to our personnel to ensure complete compliance with the best practices and standards. I know George personally, George Maestas and his family. I know they're committed to Santa Fe and they're devoted to every client, making sure the job's right. And so if you hire Allied Electric, you know that George cares because he's raising his family here in this community and he wants to be able to face you proudly, when he runs into you, when your kids are playing on the same team or when he sees you at the store, that the job that they did for you was solid. So thank you so much to George Maestas and his family.
Allied Electric, baby. And it's amazing, if you think about, a lot of times we don't think about it, but you think about whether it be a brand new home, moss wires, que a la mustard, wires running all over through the walls, on the roof, and everything else, or even say you have one of your breakers go out, and I'm sure Allied Electric knows how to figure it out right away. But you think about a breaker going out and a plug going out well, you got to figure out all that stuff and troubleshoot. So
Sure.
it's crazy the way these
I don't know how they
electricians,
do
that
it,
stuff.
man.
Yeah,
Those wires
I,
are all the same color.
yeah.
At
I
least
mean,
in a car, I could say, well, the red wire goes here and the blue wire goes there. They're all different colors, but that low voltage, well, even the high, they're all just black or white. I don't know how they
yeah.
know which one to not touch, but I joke with
Real
them that
quick,
they're
I'm
shock
gonna
absorbers. Dale, a ver.
change subjects. So the wiring for vehicles, are they usually like 5 vehicles? I mean, 5 colors, like red, green,
Oh, even
black.
more. We use tracers in different colors.
So there's
So
a
they'll
bunch.
have a red with a blue stripe. They'll have red with a green stripe. They have yellow with a black and white stripe. There's too many wires. They had to,
Is,
and that's what electricians have had to move to with the low voltage wiring too. I mean that those they have a ton of wires in that small cable.
is it mainly because of nowadays cars are using computers that there's more?
I think the automotive industry, as far as I can go back, it's definitely always had multiple colors for the ease of diagnosis and repair. Even
Okay,
probably for the ease of building the vehicle.
got
It's
it,
just
got
a
it.
lot less complicated building a wiring harness when you have color designation for different circuits. So definitely, I would guess more circuits for sure in a car, independent circuits than in a home, no matter
Very
how
good.
technically advantaged the house gets. But Allied Electric, George Master's Familia, thank you so much for what you do for Santa Fe. Now we get into the Kyovos of the day. Pat Garcia and his son, they work hard every day for their clients. James Portillo at a Portillo's Alignments and Brakes, Kyovo, way up north to Gilbert and Naomi Aguilar in El Valle, New Mexico. And last but not least today, Kyovo to Mario Torres in Bernalillo, New Mexico, the best financial advisor in New Mexico. Your turn, bro. Dale. And don't
Yo,
do the same ones over and over, bro.
I,
Pick
I
a different
wanna
chile.
I wanna send a shout out to
Benny, Benny,
well,
Benny. Yeah, I wish
Betty
I could
loves
have
us. See,
Benny,
Benny, I
bro.
told you not to
He's
always side with.
awesome. I like him, but you have to say hi to other people, bro. You got more than 5 friends. Come on.
I tell you, Benny, not to always side with Gabe. You know what? He doesn't know it all the time, right?
Uh,
Anyway, I want to send a shout out to, and it makes me think. I was thinking about them, Rod Honstein and also Charlie Brewer, some good friends of
oh,
mine.
nice.
And a lot of times, I always say, don't shoot the messenger. You know what? They're just the distributors. They're not the ones that set the prices on gas. And so I
No,
just
they
want to.
don't.
I want to send they employ a lot of people, but I was thinking about Charlie Brewer. Shout out to Charlie Brewer, Rod Honstein Oil, a great family. And so, hi to you guys, Ron and Angela Chavez. Appreciate you guys very much. I want to say hi to Mike Jensen, good people. And of course, my man, Waterman, the guy listens faithfully, man. The guy, I got to
Waterman,
come.
Waterman,
Yeah. And the
Waterman.
only bad thing about Waterman, he's a Laker fan. Que vato.
I was
Anyway,
hearing people
let's
are
keep it going.
boycotting saying Lakers because they haven't won a game in like 13 games. They're just saying the Los Angeles team till they
Who
win a game.
cares? Who cares?
Man, well, you brought it up,
Keep
so you
going. I'm
must
just
care.
saying about Waterman. That's
Well,
all.
we're not gonna have a Spanglish word of the day because Norma's MIA right at the moment. She's busy.
And of
And
course, the
so
show is powered by what?
Whistleberry Power, baby. Boom.
That's right.
Frijoles.
Frijoles is,
And it's who's our sponsor? Come on, loud and proud,
of
Patricio.
course,
Let it
Advanced
rip,
Auto
Tater
Parts,
Chip.
proud sponsors there on Siler Road. Proud sponsors of this great show. You can also catch us on YouTube. You can catch the Russian Net Show on Facebook, Instagram, and of course on 99.9 FM, AM 810.
Awesome. So last week we started off with some repairs that were inspired by the week before's events. And I only got through, I think, one of them. Today we're going to have a little bit more time. So I'm going to tackle maybe 3 of them. Let's see how we do. So
Okay.
today's first topic of the day is trailer or trailer tow wiring. So that means where your vehicle, your car, plugs into whatever it is you want to drag behind it. Okay.
Okay.
So whether it be a small two tires, single axle trailer, or one that has 4 tires, so a double axle trailer, something more like a camper or a horse trailer or something like that. Regardless, the wiring is critical that it be correct for a number of reasons. So a week ago or so, we had an issue where we had a vehicle that was being towed behind a motorhome, had to have the wiring. So that vehicle actually became the trailer. Follow? So you guys, we've all seen these cars before where they're going down the road behind this big old motorhome and they have a Jeep behind it. They have in this case, a Mini Cooper, whatever it may be. So, they had this, they wanted the wiring installed. And the only way that you can drive away from that entity that you paid to install your wiring with confidence that it all works is they need the whole unit, right? So in order to make sure that the tow vehicle and the trailer or whatever is being towed behind function the way they're supposed to, the shop really need both vehicles on the property at the same time. Make sense?
Got it.
If you choose, you say, oh, well, or maybe even that entity tells you, I don't need the trailer, I just need a truck. Depending on your timeline, you might agree to that and go back home and make sure it works right after that. If you're really trying to leave the next day, Rusty Nut certified opinion is make sure that you have both units on site at the facility repairing or installing that wiring. Follow?
So what you're saying is, and it depends how you're towing it. You could tow it on top of a trailer or vehicle, whatever you're towing. If you're towing a trailer, or there's capability for those big motorhomes to tow the vehicle outright, where you put a towing hitch on it. But still, the wiring has to be hooked up to synchronize or work with the motorhome or whatever it is,
Or
the
the
truck.
tow vehicle. The bottom line is this, is that for the rest of everybody, we need to know you're changing lanes. You know, we need to know you're stopping so we don't wreck into you. So in order for you to be safe on the road, this wiring has to be right so that the lights work, so that people know what you're trying to accomplish when you're driving, right? That's the whole point of
Right.
this. So
Got
when
it.
possible, it's in the class best interest to have both vehicle that it's towing as well as a trailer that will be towed. This will be the only way that you can be positive that everything works prior to driving away. Many trailer wiring complaints are caused by the trailer, but have damaged the truck, such as a simple blown fuse. So let's talk about that real quick. You hook up your trash trailer, go to the dump, and come back, and then your turn signal on your truck don't work anymore, and it's a blown fuse. So maybe you have the aptitude, or somebody fixes it real easy. It's just a fuse. They pop it in, everything's back to normal. You hook up to that trailer again, same thing. So the reality is that you'll notice at some point every time I use that trailer, my truck breaks. The problem's not in the truck, or the cause isn't. The cause of the problem's in the trailer. You follow?
I got it. But
So the short circuit's in the trailer that blows the fuse. A ver,
I got
hands
a
up.
profound statement.
Statement or question?
Statement, brother.
A
Can't
ver,
you see
dale,
the?
let's
Can't
see.
you
I
see it? For
see it,
those of
yeah.
you looking and watching us on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram, profound statement right here. Don't live in the land of mañana. Gabriel said something very important. I know Gabriel a lot of times thinks I don't listen to him, but I'm listening. You know, they don't call me,
Orejo.
Gonzalez. Yeah, Orejo. Anyway, don't live in the land of mañana. If you're going to go on a trip in a month, go right now, because people are busy. Find somebody reliable, somebody that you can trust, and go and get your trailer or whatever it is you're going to be hooked up. Get it ready, working, so this way you're not over here, scrambling. Oh, I need it done today. I'm leaving tomorrow. Is that a profound statement or not?
The profoundest one you've ever statemented.
Got it. See? Bam, baby.
Anyway, so the reality there is, again, that I was trying to tell people, and a lot of folks out there it doesn't register that the truck's broken now, has needed a fuse, fixed it, right? Turn signals work again. As soon as they hook up the trailer, it happens again. So the problem, the cause of the short circuit, the cause is in the trailer, not in the truck. Okay. So that's why having them both present is critical. Also, many of you out there are experienced with this. You have multiple adapters. So your trailer has 4 wires only, 4-pin. It's small little single axle trailer. You use it to go to the dump. But your truck can pull your horse trailer, your fifth wheel, everything else. So you have the adapter that changes that 7-pin to the 4-pin. They make different adapters. You can buy the wrong one, and it will make havoc for you, not understanding why on one vehicle it works right and on another it doesn't. So when you take it to be repaired, take everything that you use, take the adapters, take the truck, take the trailer, and leave it all there, so that when you pick it up and you pay your bill, you go outside and you stand behind it and all the lights work, everything functions, you can leave there knowing that with your product, you're done deal. You got what you paid for.
So I guess I'm just thinking, if you're going to borrow a trailer, or you're going to go, say, rent a trailer, I would think you got to leave it to the professionals to make sure that they put the right what is it, plug into your truck or your vehicle?
So normally, the way I meet people a lot of times, and they're in a bind or in a rush, is they did exactly what you said. They didn't plan ahead. They went straight to, we can say it, I guess, the most popular rental place be U-Haul. So it doesn't matter where you rent from, but they go there and they either don't have wiring already or it doesn't work. And that rental facility will not let them take their trailer away. Why would they? You're unsafe. I'm not going to let you go take my trailer without the lights working.
Yeah.
So then they have to go and get them fixed. And that's when they start to run into the challenges of how time consuming. And let's touch on that real quick. So today's modern vehicles, so those of you driving right now and you're behind a car, it's signaling and braking in front of you. Different lights are doing that. So you see 3 brake lights, one on each side and the third brake light. And then you see a turn signal. All of them are working. It didn't always used to be that way. It used to be you step on the brake and hit the turn signal, and that same globe or bulb would blink, right? So like an old Ford truck, you're behind it, the left brake light would flash. You didn't have a separate brake light and turn signal. Follow?
I'm with you, brother. I'm
Okay.
following. Okay.
But the trailers now, still today, present day, most of them only use a single bulb in the back, to simplify it. Okay. So your vehicle has a separate turn signal and a separate brake light bulb on each side. So when that signal goes to the trailer, there has to be an adapter. And a lot of cars that come with tow packages already have this adapter built into it. And it takes that signal and switches it or converts it from a dual filament in the front to a single filament in the trailer. Follow?
I'm listening, brother. I got
Okay.
it.
So the only reason I want to touch on that is if you go somewhere to get your wiring done and you leave there with a bill that you feel is outrageous, you might want to read into what you actually purchased, because that equipment is not inexpensive. It's not necessarily easy. And if it's done correctly, it's going to be expensive. If it's done really bad, really inexpensively, it's possible that they cut some corners on the quality install, and then you're going to have some challenges.
Well, this is a great topic. I mean, we've spent already pretty much 15 minutes just talking about it, maybe a little bit more, but
Sure.
I think it's
It's easy to
important
do.
because nowadays, even with the weather warming up, people wanting to start going camping and things like this, and you want to make sure that you start off your summer in a good way, where first of all you're going to be safe. The vehicle that you're towing or whatever you're towing is that the trailer's working correctly, and of course you're not going to be all frustrated saying, "A la mustard, this ain't the way to do it, man." And you know what, towing stuff or driving RVs or motorhomes are just, some people just, that's not for a lot of people. I remember, I'll do it real quick. My brother Anthony and them, well, Kermit and I had rented a motorhome to go, like, we went to Wyoming and different
Nice.
places, Colorado, and
In
stuff
a
like
regular
that.
motorhome or a camper?
One of those RV motorhomes, the one you drive.
Nice. With
And
the
so we
bed on the roof?
yeah, when the kids were little, yeah.
Nice.
And so we did that, and
The
then I remember
Griswolds.
telling Anthony, "Man, what a great time it was!" So him and Gigi and the boys, Josh and Bubba and them, they a month later, they go and rent one. And Palo, they were supposed to be gone 2 weeks. They were back in a week. They're all, "Forget this place of hooking up the tank, doing this and all this other stuff." They're like, "Yeah, that ain't for us." So they just hung out the second week at home. But it can make your trip much more enjoyable and hassle-free and stress-free when you are hooked up correctly, especially your trailer lights and things like that.
Very good. I think that's cool. And the little piece that you might take away from what you said there is renting before buying might be really good, because let's say your brother had ran out and bought one, he and found out then he didn't like it, he would have been stuck trying. Usually it's a loss when you turn something around quick, flip it, buy it, and then try
So,
to resell it.
did you say I made another profound statement, brother?
No, I made the
Huh?
statement. You were rattling on
No,
about
you
your
agreed with
Griswold
me,
trip
brother.
through the. You didn't even touch on how
Hey,
smart it was to rent before buy.
you guys are listening to the
The
Rusty Nut
Rusty Nut
Show
certified.
every Tuesday at 10:30, and of course, Gabe is the Rusty Nut himself, and tell our listeners why, how this show came about and how you named it Rusty
Well,
Nut
we
Show.
started off with the Rusty Nut Show because, in order to be rusty, you got to have some time on you. It takes a while
Experience, yeah.
for a new bolt to get rusty. So you're not listening to a rookie. I've been doing this 32 years. So that's where the rust comes from. And the nutty part is just every time Patricio makes that grin, people have to laugh at it. I mean, there's it's
Yeah.
a face a mother could
Give a
love,
smile,
maybe.
brother. You got 4 minutes left because you just wasted 60
Vámonos.
seconds on
All
me.
right, so let's get it. You know, we didn't say hi to Ranger, bro.
La envidia mata más gente que
Ah,
cancer,
tú
bro.
aquí
You know
otra
what I
vez
mean?
con
La
la
envidia.
envidia. Ya, yo no tengo envidia a nadie.
Mira.
Ándale, vámonos.
Okay,
Anyway,
dale.
hi, Mom. I didn't say hi to my mom. He has gonna be in
Ooh,
trouble. Hi, Mom.
Mama, I'm sorry, Mama.
And Ranger, we didn't tell Ranger anything.
Yeah, Ranger.
Ranger,
He's good,
hey,
though.
bro, the Globetrotters already have a little guy. Quit practicing your free throws in the back and just concentrate on fixing cars.
He ain't gonna
Anyway,
get.
let's get into the next
Dale.
one. The sunroof. We're going to get out of trailer wiring. We'll move to a sunroof. Whether you call it a moonroof or a sunroof, that's tomato, it don't matter. The Rusty Nut certified opinion is leave them closed, shut, tight, unless you got an extra thousands of dollars to get that big hole in your roof closed. In other words, the only time we get paid to fix them is because they're stuck open. So when somebody's faced with a hole in their roof and the only repair is to replace the entire unit, it's $2 to $3 grand. Easy. And I mean, that's headliner down, buying the entire unit is terrible. Go ahead.
Profound question right here, brother. Profound question.
We'll
Would
see.
that
You're giving yourself credit before.
would that also apply? You know, the sliding glass windows on vehicles, on trucks, and things like that. Do you run into problems like that too, or no?
You know, no. So
No,
the sliding
okay.
glass window, I think more often than not, doesn't get as much use in my experience. People have them, and you don't even see them going down the road open. You just see them always closed, but they exist. Go ahead.
Yeah, but some are like the electric. You push a button and
I
they'll
don't
open.
disagree with you. They'll open and close. I just don't. We don't see a frequency of problems, but sunroofs we see problems.
Got it. Okay. I didn't even know
The
they made
biggest
cars
problem. Go ahead.
I didn't even know they made cars with sunroofs anymore. Que bárbaro.
And there are more and more of them, and some of them are huge. But
Yeah.
again, the Rusty Nut certified opinion. Remember, we're talking cars that are 12 years old on average. If you buy a pre-owned vehicle or you've had it a long time, leave the sunroof closed.
Got it.
You know, the little vent or visor part that you can let light in or something, that's not a big deal. But you really are compromised when it's stuck open and it's raining, or even if you have to leave it overnight. I mean, now you might get a cat or something in your car. A ver, he's raising his hand.
Profound question again. And those of you watching us, we're on, of course, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram.
Profound interruption.
99.9 FM and AM810. So what about if you've been having whistleberries all weekend? Should you open up your sunroof?
No, open up the side window. Again, you think the whistleberry is a problem. You wait till you can't close it and a cat jumps in and pees on your car seat.
Okay.
Terrible. So the bottom line is this, is that there's not an inexpensive repair method for sunroofs. And you could be furious that you went where you bought it and the price is ridiculous. And then you went down the road to somebody who you think should be less expensive because they're an independent, only to find out that it's just as much. And trying to buy a used part is almost impossible. And trying to buy a new part in some cases becomes impossible as well as the car ages. So leave the things closed, enjoy the light that it gives you. But if you don't open it, you won't have to pay to shut it.
You got it. Let's go. 30 seconds, boss.
30 seconds summary. Let's do it. You reap what you sow. Your wife deserves the best you have to offer yourself. And every day is a gift. Enjoy your freedom wisely.
Hey, God bless you, my man.
Thank you, hermano. Be cool.
Hey, the Rusty Nut Show heard every Tuesday, 10:30, right here on 99.9 FM, AM810. Of course, you can catch us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, the whole 9 yards. Thank Gabriel Garcia of the Auto Angel. We appreciate it very much.
Thank you, brother. Have a good one, everybody. See you next week on the radio.